Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Carter James Ranch. It's Friday evening, about 9:30. We're going late tonight, late night at the Carter James. It's been a busy week with losing the one calf. Had a number of lambs. I haven't done a lambing video for you guys. Done some shorts on that, but we've been rocking and rolling the lambs. I think we have 25 or 26 on the ground, so lots going on there. Calves are rocking and rolling. We had a Wagyu heifer this morning, born from a heifer, so it's always good when heifers give birth. No issues. Tonight had something happen that I've been kind of fearful of. So that's why I say it's been a busy week. Obviously, I was fearful of having to lose a calf. That wasn't fun, not enjoyable at all. Sorry, it's kind of shadowed on my face, but tonight I had to pull a calf. I had to help baby number 30 pull a calf. She's one of our smallest South Poles, and she's a heifer. And I was kind of wondering a couple days ago, she was limping on her back leg, and she wasn't in a pasture that has any thorn trees or anything like that. And so I was actually wondering if her calf was putting pressure on her back hip area. And so typically my schedule right now has been, I try to check the animals if my daily schedule allows, at least every 4 hours. So came over here tonight around 8 o'clock. Well, no, I got back from Redemption today at 4 o'clock, checked them, everything's good. Went to the home place, took care of all the sheep, checked on the Wagyu real quick, actually moved them into a new pasture. Was like, I gotta go run over to check on the South Poles, because we got 2 or 3 that are bagged up and looking like they're ready to go. Baby number 30 was one of them, and wanted to check them at 8 because then I'm doing midnight checks. So I pull up to the ranch, and she's off here into the field. I can see her. She's laying flat on her side. A couple of cows around her, including her mom. I open my door, and she's making some awful noises. So anyhow, not gonna kill you with all the details, but ended up pulling it, ended up having to call my wife. Didn't have everything I needed in the truck, which mistake number one. Always have everything you need for that kind of stuff. I've got all my tagging gear and everything, got some gloves, but I didn't have my calf pulling, didn't have my chains, didn't have any of the lubricant, whatever, didn't have all my the right gloves that I wanted. Anyhow, Jamie comes over, brings me the stuff I need. I'm pulling, she's pushing. Okay, we got the calf out past its rib cage. It's alive, it's good. And we kind of stalled out. I mean, I was pulling pretty hard. I couldn't get it, so we're getting ready to put the chains on. And then I just worked my hands up along the calf's body, and Jamie was pulling a little bit on its front legs when she started to push. And once I got in there about 6 inches around its body, below its rib cage, something just popped loose, and he came right out. But it was a big bull, 78-pound bull, which is shockingly big for all the South Poles. I haven't had a South Pole in the 60s. Every South Pole I've had has been in the 50 mid 50-pound range. So anyhow, she lay there for quite a while, rough labor. I was kind of wondering what's going on. I dried the calf off with my sweatshirt, ran home and got some more towels. I didn't have any towels I wanted to use here at the ranch, and so we're gonna run out here and take a look at her. And I just pulled up and I can see that her silhouette. She's up, and I think she's licking her calf. So I'm wanting to make sure that he sucks, but we'll see. Let's go check him out. So I'll walk out here a little ways, get kind of close to her, but I don't want to mess her up. So just given what happened this week with the loss of that heifer, I'm wanting to make sure that this bull gets up and nurses. So I'm glad that she's up and licking him off. So he was born about an hour ago. I want to make sure that he gets up and he just doesn't bed down. Again, we got him half out, and I felt awful for his mom. He started thrashing around like, what are you guys doing to me, as we're pulling on him and she's pushing. And yeah, I know it was pretty traumatic for him. He was calm once he got out, calmed down. So I'm just really thankful she's up, but I really need him to get up and suck here in the next few hours. So we'll go over and check him out. But 78-pound bull, That's a big bull that's bigger than what we want to have. Plus, given it's one of our smallest framed South Poles, I guess that's one thing to think about, is not having a lot of really small animals, you know, having them too small framed. And I guess the other thing it brings to mind is, boy, it's important to check these heifers and all your cattle, especially when they're going to be calving. I mean, you can have problems with experienced cows, but especially with your heifers, check the heifers. And as I was driving over here, I thought, you know, I had a couple heifers last year, and that was real nice because you kind of knew within a few days or a week of when they'd be calving. So, because even the last couple weeks, I've been kind of getting, at night I get tired, you know, I'm like, do I really got to get up? Especially if you go a week or so with no action at night, you kind of start questioning, do I really need to do it? You go check them. Well, this is exactly the way you got to do it. So let's see if we can sneak a little closer. All right, so she's licking him. Good mama. So there she is. She's not too big of an animal. So I'm gonna guess I don't think he's nursed. So luckily we have a warm night. We're gonna be warm tomorrow. We're gonna be in the 80s tomorrow, or during the day tomorrow. So yeah, he looks good, but I'll feel a lot better once I know he's nursed. He needs to just give him that stressful birth. I did give him a little Probios, which is a little probiotic. I squirted that in his mouth. Not that really helps him out a lot, but it's a little something. So she's still getting rid of all the rest of her afterbirth, but thankful that she's licking him off. And so we'll check back with him in a couple hours. We'll let them do their thing. We're about 20 minutes later, and I've kind of walked off there. They're way over in the pasture over there somewhere in that corner. But that bull calf, he had a rough time coming in to the world, but he's a little wobbly, but he got up, saw him nurse, heard him sucking, so that's a relief. So I know he got his colostrum, so that's great. So I just need to check on a couple other gals, one of them being Baby 30's mom. This is her right here. So she's a good mom. She's one that bags up and gets real swollen in the back like 7 to 10 days in advance before she calves. And that's how her daughter is. They've both been swollen up for a long time, so almost to the point where you wonder, man, I'm getting tired of checking you. But I'm sure she'll have her calf any day now. And especially I look back at my records from last year. You know, I put it in my phone if I see a bull mounting somebody, and her number 30 and Baby 30 were bred like on back-to-back days. So I would expect her to calve any day, probably tomorrow. So, oh, there's our other bull out of Comanche. You know, it's funny on the camera here, whenever I put the flashlight right on the animal, you can't hardly see it. So I got to put it off a little bit. So, well, we're going to finish our herd checks here. It's just a beautiful evening tonight. Nice weather, calm. I saw a couple of cattle had their heads curled and are sleeping. So they're going to have a great evening out here in the front pasture. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. We might shoot a quick picture tomorrow, do a quick update on this calf after it was polled. Things have quieted down here. We've been weaning off the fall calves. So that's good. So thanks all for watching, everybody. Appreciate you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Do right in the eyes of the Lord, and we'll see you in the next video. I know I ended that video last night with the sign off, but I wanted to get a little morning footage here. So they're still in the same pasture, kind of corner of the pasture here, right by the road where we pulled this calf. But there's Baby 30 with her calf. You know, he looked a whole lot bigger last night than what he does now. But yeah, that was wild. So I think she's been laying down all morning. She just got up when I came up to tag him. and he nursed a little bit. Stayed last night, obviously watched him nurse, so we're good. I'm sure she's very sore today from having to pull that calf last night, and so I'm sure they'll have a calm day today and doing good. So hope you guys have a great day, great weekend. See you next time.